Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Outer Wilds. I started up the recording on the main menu here to show you that we now have a new expedition option. That it used to be this screen just showed all this other stuff. So the fact that we have basically like start fresh makes me think that maybe the ending we saw was in fact the only real ending. Maybe that's not solid logic, but I'm now thinking maybe there's nothing we can do to stop the supernova. Maybe the supernova is in fact natural, or I guess I don't need to start guessing at things just yet. We do still have, we know, at the very least, a couple more things to investigate. But I'm starting to wonder if stopping the end of the universe is not in the cards. And when you say it that way, it sounds kind of obvious that that would be beyond us. But then again, I did both kill a universe and create a universe, so perhaps nothing is beyond my powers. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the Quantum Moon. I have to say, I haven't read any of the comments on the series in quite a long time at this point, because I really didn't want to have anything spoiled as we were approaching the end. So I will be very interested to go back and read those after this episode, presumably. There's not so much left to do that I think we are going to need more than this episode to do it. So my number one biggest curiosity at this point is the Quantum Moon. Where is our friend, the Quantum Moon? You know, I haven't been to the Rock in like a really long time. Let's go to the Quantum Moon first to try to do what we came here to do. But it might be worth revisiting the Rock now that we know more stuff. It's possible that there's something there worth seeing. I guess if there was, we would probably have an indication in our ship's computer's rumor mode. And we don't, so maybe I am mistaken. Okay, all we gotta do is get a picture here. Okay, that'll do. I want to approach slowly, because I have slammed into the surface of this moon a number of times. There we go, that's a pretty good roll. I think I might have put us down on that Nomai corpse, which is not ideal, obviously. But, I mean, they are dead. Do we know which Nomai this is? Can't remember if we do. Alright, let's make sure we have a picture here. So, I need the tower. That's like our number one thing right now, is I just need to get into the tower. And we're gonna try some stuff. I think was it the Dark Bramble version of the moon that let us get really far north? I can't remember. Let's go have a look. Get near you. Alright, now what am I doing? I don't want the lights on. Also, I guess I don't actually want this picture. Alright, nice and dark. Okay, we are at Dark Bramble. Because one of the versions of the moon let us get pretty far north, right? I think further north than the wall on the Timberhearth version was. So I'm wondering if we could get up there. I think it was this one. I wonder if we could get up here. Okay, so now we're pretty close to the pole. Let's try to get the tower to appear in a northern position. I'll be honest with you, these brambles still freak me out. Honestly, maybe even a little more than they used to, given what happened to us when we nearly ended the world. Or, sorry, when we nearly ended the world. When we totally ended the universe. There's nothing near about it, really. Okay. So, it seems like the tower maintains its position relative to the poles. Okay, the Giant's Deep version of the moon, is this useful? Are we inside the big storm? I think that is a no. I think we want to end up on the Timberhearth version of the moon. Okay. Let's try that one. I don't remember what this looked like. Okay, there is a big rock wall here, and we are to the north of it. Looks like we still might not be able to actually access the North Pole, though. We are close. No, we totally can. This is the North Pole. Okay, so all I need is for the tower to appear exactly here. I somehow managed to close the door from a distance. Let me in, let me in. I should not have tried to run through the door like that, because there was definitely a version of that where I end up smashed. I would have had to reset and do it all over again. Okay, so now we just reset until we end up at the 6th location, right? Why are we still hearing noises like the door is moving? Alright, let's turn on the lights, just in case we need them. What am I doing? I need my flashlight too. Okay. We can, in fact, walk out. And I guess I just, like, bugged the door sound somehow, because it looks like it's never going to stop. We probably don't need to do this, but just in case. I don't know why I keep turning my flashlight off. Okay, so we could go that way. Is there a little cave over here? No, I was just seeing a depression in the rock. Well, I guess let's see what there is to see. So we have this to do. We can go back to the Quantum Grove on Timberhearth, because we still don't have any idea what the lesson that we were supposed to learn from that quantum shard is. This place is pretty unsettling. I'll be honest with you. I would probably feel a lot more nervous if we hadn't already gotten to the eye. Wait a minute, is that... Okay, no. Never mind. I thought I was seeing an illustration of the vessel there, but it's just light on a weird break in the rock. Okay, well, we're seeing what looks like maybe the edge of the big storm cloud, like it's being drawn in that way, maybe? Yeah, that impression is getting clearer and clearer as we walk. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. That's still extremely creepy. Like, really still creepy. So is this just another way of accessing it? Holy shit, that's a living Nomai. Are you the... Why did I do... Whatever. I'm probably going to end up shooting my scout up there anyway. This must be the person who the third mask is feeding to, right? The third mask inside the Ash Twin? Solanum. Okay, we've seen Solanum's name before. Who are you? Right, why would I think that I'm able to speak their language? Oh. Stuff's happening. Oh, no, that's great. If you can write, I can understand you writing. Okay. Up quantum moon stuff. Oh, wow, you can just pull chunks out of the... Okay. So, you... Eye of the Universe, me... Okay, this is going to be kind of a weird conversation. Can you... How do I want to arrange these? Oh, are you going to help me out with this? You're a damn hero, Solanum. Okay. You... Explain? I need another... Did you give you another pedestal, maybe? Oh, no, you explain is going to be good enough. I was going to be like, you explain quantum moon or something, but apparently we're doing this in twos. I am on my first pilgrimage to the quantum moon. All Nomai in my clan make this journey when we come of age. Even though the eye cannot be reached from here, the quantum moon remains special to us, as it carries us nearer to the eye than any other place we know. Huh. That's interesting. You're on your first pilgrimage. How could that be the case? Okay, how about... No, I don't want to explain. I'm gonna put you back Explain quantum moon? So now, we've seen these things a bunch of times. Now we know what they are. It's really interesting. If you encountered a quantum shard on another planet, the shards look the same as the quantum moon's surface does now, while at the eye. From this, we can reasonably infer the quantum moon's natural state is as we see it now, and that the eye is its primary location. Given the quantum moon is the eye's moon, it's likely that any characteristics the moon exhibits are also exhibited by the eye itself. The quantum moon and its shards, for instance, are quantum. Thus, the eye is likely also quantum. Yeah, this would be a little bit more interesting if we had done this before getting to the eye. There is fundamental uncertainty throughout the universe. Normally, this uncertainty is only observable on a very small scale. As one approaches the eye, however, that uncertainty grows enormously. The quantum moon probably exhibits macroscopic quantum behavior because of its proximity to the eye. Shards that broke off from the quantum moon have a similar effect, as I imagine you've seen elsewhere in this star system. Conscious observation forces a quantum object to collapse to a single possibility. But what would happen if a conscious observer somehow entered the eye itself? Yeah, that's a really good question, actually. Over time, this has become my clan's greatest question. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's definitely a wild one. Hey, I have a really good question, actually. Why weren't you more freaked out when you saw me? Right? Like, this should be... Solanum should not be expecting to encounter something of another race here. I guess anything that you see on the quantum moon is going to be weird, so maybe... I can't remember if Solanum is male or female. I think female. Maybe she's just prepared for weird. Okay, hold on. No, hold on. No, one more. Explain me. This is the question I have here. I imagine your purpose here is the same as mine, to learn about and to find the eye of the universe. Well, you're half right. Okay. Me... What is... Identify me? I've never met one of your kind before. It's an honor to speak with you. I particularly admire your 4 eyes. I would not have thought they'd be visible through the helmet. There are many questions I would ask if I could comprehend your language. You have my gratitude for understanding mine. Right, this is not a very two-way conversation. Okay. Identify... you? I mean, we definitely already have an advantage of information here, but let's see if we can get anything new. I am Solanum, a Nomai. My clan arrived in this star system before my birth, and we now call it home. Okay, so that was like almost no information at all, actually. We are orbiting the eye of the universe now, although we cannot see it, only the quantum moon's reflection of it. The eye is older than the universe itself, and my clan believes it dwells in an extremely distant orbit around this star system. Well, you gotta give the Nomai this. They were good at learning things about the eye. They figured out all kinds of stuff. Almost all of the stuff. Very nearly. This is the quantum moon, where we are both standing. Despite also orbiting other celestial bodies, the quantum moon is the eye of the universe's moon. Well, we've exhausted all of our combinations of verb and noun here. I wonder what happens if I put down 2 nouns? Anything? Oh, yeah, okay. Like many of my clan before me, I journeyed here to see the quantum moon's reflection of the eye. This is the closest any of us have come to seeing the eye itself. You may think I'm strange, but I have a hypothesis that I may not be entirely alive. Perhaps my journey has reached its end. Huh. Wait, is it Solanum's corpse that we've been seeing on the different iterations of the moon? I just kind of assumed it was a different Nomai And we certainly didn't see a corpse on the way over here, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I was not looking at the ground very carefully. So hold on. You, me. What does this produce? We do not have much connection, you and I. Still, this encounter feels special. I hope you won't mind if I think of you as a friend. That's actually, like, heartbreaking. Alright, you... Let's see, we did you and Quantum Moon, you and Eye of the Universe? This is wild, man. Many in my clan have believed the Eye called to us for a particular purpose. When I was a child, I used to believe the Eye was malevolent, to have lured my clan to this star system only to then vanish from them so completely. Yeah... Living beings have a real habit of overestimating their importance. Alright, we only have a couple of combinations left here. What about me and the Eye? Suppose you could reach the Eye of the Universe. Would you try to enter it? Oh, I don't know. That seems like an incredibly foolish thing to do. What do you imagine the effects of a conscious observer might be? You know, I still don't really feel like I have a good idea of that. Alright, how about me and the moon? Is this your first time on the Quantum Moon? It's my first time here. If you've come here looking for answers, I hope you find them. So, it seems like maybe the implication here, or maybe not even an implication, maybe we're being explicitly told, that the Quantum Moon is able to move in time as well as space. And maybe that's true of the other shards as well? Have we seen anything that would indicate that? Not really, right? I mean, obviously the Eye has some pretty wild time effects. I don't think we did Eye and Moon, right? I imagine you've noticed the Quantum Moon changes in appearance depending on which location it is currently orbiting. For instance, the moon looks quite different when orbiting Giants Deep than it does when orbiting the Hourglass Twins. Because the Quantum Moon clearly changes in its different forms, the Eye, being this moon's primary location, must be similarly malleable. From this, we can hypothesize that the Eye represents extreme changeability. It certainly does. That is a solid hypothesis. So then, I think at this point the only combination of stones that we haven't tried is both of the orange stones, but I can't imagine what that could possibly yield. I guess let's find out. Yeah, alright, she's gonna say something. These are the two tenets of Nomai philosophy. To seek out and to understand is our way of living. Well, that's both, like, very noble and beautiful, and also extremely tragic, because of what we know. I wish we could say something. Can I hug you? I would love to give you a hug. I don't know. I guess we're done here. She's probably going to think this is super rude. I'm just going to kind of walk away. Hold on. I'm going to equip my... I'm going to use the scout launcher right in front of her. Let's see if this... Okay. It does an emergency... I did not recall it there. It does an emergency recall automatically. So you cannot permanently lose your scout here the way you can at the Eye. Was that... Did you think that was cool? Hey, check this out. Bam. Hey, look. It's me and the Nomai. We're buddies. Say... You're supposed to look at the thing. Say cheese? Do you have a mouth? I don't know. Think cheese. Boy, I wish I could take this home and show it to Hornfels. Yeah, we should totally go back to Hornfels. Hold on. How do I get off of this? I guess we gotta find the tower again, right? So I was thinking we might be able to fall into the storm here because I saw the rocks shaped the way they are on the Eye, but it doesn't look like we can actually stick to them. So I guess we're not going to be able to fall up into the sky right in front of Solenum. Well, is there anything else we can do? I'm going to keep this picture on my scout. This is not going to work, right? As soon as we get in the ship, we're going to lose it, I think. But think about if we could take this back to the observatory and show it to Hornfels. Think about how weird that would be. I kind of want to get back to Timberhearth. just to see if there's any unique dialogue from the fact that we met a living Nomai, or sort of living Nomai. I mean, she said that she theorizes she might not even be alive, right? Or partially, I think she said. So maybe it's not the case that we've gone back in time 280,000 years, but instead that, hey, the tower's not here. But instead that there's something much weirder going on with the dead Solanum. So, like, there we go. I knew it was here because the sound started playing again. Hey, here's something I don't know. Can we get our ship back? Is it just floating around in the void of space? Alright, I gotta turn the lights off. I guess what we want is to see the moon... Oh, it's not... Right, it's not going to move because of the picture. Ah, well. We knew it wasn't going to really do anything anyway. Okay. So I don't know which way to go to reach Timberhearth. I'm kind of just curious if there's anything else interesting at the North Pole. Nope, not really. Alright, well, we're just going to go up into space, and then... Yeah, sadly our ship is lost to us. Let's try to get back to Hornfels. Should probably match speeds here. Try not to slam into Timberhearth at too high of a rate. Ow. He survives. I just hard spacewalked from the moon to the surface of the planet. Really, it's pretty remarkable. Okay, so here's the problem. I don't have any idea where we are relative to the village. Okay, this is going to be the Quantum Grove. We can play with the Quantum Grove on the next cycle. I really want to talk to Hornfels post meeting a living Nomai. That is somebody's scout. I'm just really curious if we have any unique dialogue, because we totally should, right? Ah, that's, real bright. Oh, I think we're getting an eclipse effect there. But why is the center of the sun so much brighter than the rest of the sun? Not the sun's station, is it? Guess I never noticed before. Can we see, like, the core? No, I've definitely looked at the sun while it was in the red giant state before. I was, like, wondering, are we seeing the core burning hotter as it's fusing the heavier metals? But no, that's stupid. I have no idea why it's doing that. I was really expecting it to be visible from somewhere around here. I wish I'd paid more attention to the celestial map when I was on the first couple of loops. Okay, we found this. Yeah, I can't even remember, like, where the village is relative to caves here. Oh, we're about to run out of fuel. Well, you know what? We can just use O2 as fuel, though. We can breathe the atmosphere here, so it's not a big deal. No, Hornfels, I have such interesting things to tell you. The North Pole of the planet is just the teleporter, right? So I've lost my booster. You cannot, in fact, fire the booster while you're in oxygen propellant mode. Well, that's a real shame, because the booster is how you get all of your speed, on account of it, you know, boosting you. There we go. Buildings. I've got to be real careful, because even a tiny bit of fall damage would, at this point, surely be lethal. Hey guys, guess what I just did? I mean, I know they won't believe me, but I'm curious if we can even tell them. Okay. Nope. No dialogue. Okay, so yeah, nothing new. I'm a little disappointed. I mean, I know it couldn't have been significant, but it would have been neat. Well, I guess we don't really have that much left to do then, right? It's just the Quantum Grove, I think. We know what the order of the poem is now, although it's hard for me to imagine what new information we could possibly get that would be anything other than like an Easter egg at this point. We might actually just be done. It's probably going to be like the case like with the Quantum Moon, where we don't learn anything tremendously new. Although I will say, it was extremely cool to actually meet a Nomai. Where do you think would be a good place to watch the end of the universe? Without being able to boost, I'm not really going to be able to get up anywhere interesting. I guess we could stand on the scout observation platform. Kid, you should go inside. You're going to want to have a roof over your head when this happens. What is that? Is that dark bramble? Can I get my signal scope? Oh, what is that? Awfully yellow. And it just... Oh, have we been able to... We probably have been able to actually witness the other stars going supernova the whole time, because Chert can see them with the naked eye too, right? So, in theory, we should be able to. And is this the first time that we've been eaten by the supernova while we were on Timberhearth? It might be. You know, you gotta collect them all, I guess. So... The mask that's in the Ash Twin Project can't be connected to Solanum, right? Because Solanum's maybe not even really there. And also, the Ash Twin Project... I was about to say the Ash Twin Project didn't get turned on while the Nomai were still alive. But are they using the Ash Twin Project's what they're using to send the probe data back in time, or the probe firing command back in time, right? It's like they've done the 9,000 something loops before we even encountered the probe cannon ourselves. And they're doing that. Wow, that came really close. I probably could have chased that down on this loop too if I was running for the ship instead of talking. Is the mask there for them to send the probe data through? I actually don't know what the mechanism is for moving data without a person. Maybe the mask doesn't require a link to a creature. I just kind of assumed that the statue mask being was sort of like one loop, one conduit. But maybe that's not the case. I don't think have they been explicit about that? Almost got hit by that scout. What am I doing? I'm going to the Quantum Grove. I don't need to be actually out in space here. So we'll check out the Addle Rock again. We'll check out the Quantum Grove. This is the Bramble Grove, right? Yeah. We still really don't know what the deal is with Dark Bramble. Like, it's a very strange place. And the fact that we saw the brambles when we broke the universe and stuff, like, there's definitely a suggestion. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. There's definitely a suggestion, I think, that the Dark Bramble is more than just a hardy space plant. But, you know, it's not necessarily the case that the game is going to actually explain all of the things. And frankly, I don't really even want it to. I think that it's not even really a game narrative problem. I think that, like, in stories that we tell in the modern world, we are way too eager to explain everything. Okay. It's always dark in the ancient... Hold on a second. I wrote down the poem. I'm going to have to tab out of the game. Here we go. The quiet shade across old bark in the ancient glade, it's always dark. Okay, so actually this is the right order. Well... Did you notice we lost sight of the tree for a second behind that rock when I fell in, and the tree didn't disappear? I don't know. We might not have lost sight of the whole tree. this right there. Okay. So, what does that mean? This is in the right location, presumably? So what am I supposed to be learning here? What value is there in this quantum glade? Hold on, let's... Okay, unsurprisingly, not a lot of interest there. Right, the museum shard is right near us. I put away the picture from the scout. I didn't keep the picture up. It's interesting that we walked in here and it was just... The tree was just... the poem, rather, was just right. Maybe it's right the first time you come in every time? Whatever it is we might learn here, it's clear that we don't need it, right? Wonder what it could be. We were explicitly told by the game that wherever you find another quantum shard, there's a lesson to learn, or something like that. I could just go look up exactly what the phrasing was. I maybe should have before starting the episode. Now, even if we accept that the museum shard doesn't count for whatever reason, even though, like, obviously the Nomai who wrote that all of the shards tell you lessons would not have known that there would be a museum for us to encounter 280,000 years after they died. But even if we just assume that it's, it's a tutorial thing, whatever. This one should have some kind of meaningful thing to teach us. Unless the Nomai who wrote that in the tower were full of crap, or unless the Nomai who wrote that in the tower were not aware of this shard. When did they find Timberhearth? What I have not done, and maybe what I should do in order to make sure that I understand what's going on, is try to work out a rough timeline of all of the stuff that we read, because we should be able to do that, right? Given that we have the names of the speakers, we could probably work out at least a relative timeline. It looks like I'm not going to have an easy time getting the tree to appear in the right place. It's supposed to start with the Quiet Shade. Yeah, so maybe they wrote that... Maybe I was supposed to have been keeping track of the relative time of things the whole time, and when they wrote that, they had not yet discovered Timberhearth, and as such, they wouldn't have necessarily been referring to this shard. That would definitely be a weird thing, though. Well, I don't want to just burn a bunch of time on camera here. Let's go visit the Epilogue. Just one last time to see if there is indeed anything to pick up there. I'm trying to catch myself on the wall. Oh, actually, probably the best way to get out of here would be to... never mind. We'll just walk out. I was gonna say, to get that geyser into the middle of the grove, and then use it to propel us out. But honestly, it would take so long to get it positioned right, and then go down there and get shot out, that this might still be faster. Okay, let's go to the Addle Rock, see if there's anything there to see, anything that we missed, anything that we would not have been wise enough at the time to know was significant. But I think short of figuring out the value of the shards in the Quantum Grove here, and then there was one on Brittle Hollow, I think, around the South Pole, we might just be done. There might not be anything else to find out, which would definitely be disappointing, because I've been having a really good time with this game, as I think I've probably expressed a dozen times or so. The Addle Rock exactly on the other side of the planet. Oh no, there it is. This wasn't quite as close as I remembered. So yeah, you can see to the left of it, stars going supernova in the distance. I haven't actually been looking for that, but it makes sense that we've been able to see that the whole time. So, it does in fact seem to be the case that they never did get the Sun Station working. I was kind of expecting that we would eventually find something that that said, oh, when we said the Sun Station couldn't work before, we were too hasty. In fact, I figured out a way, and look, we'll trigger the supernova and get the whole thing going. But Yes, maybe our star is just going supernova naturally? It's super weird that the natural supernova process would take, like, I guess 22 minutes. It doesn't seem like it starts right away, but maybe it's gradual at first. Yeah, I don't know. I will say that I have enjoyed the game a tremendous amount, but I would find that to be pretty unsatisfying if it turns out that there's no mystery to be answered about why the super speed supernova occurs. It's just like, you know, man, it's just like that. It's just like that. I know, that would be definitely disappointing. I think this is just the place where they told you, hey, it's easy to read all the signals from here, right? Yeah. There's not a lot of Adel Rock out here, so... No, I did not mean to start it again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's rock on down to the South Pole. Oh, I did not remember this. Oh. Oh. Actually, no, I do remember this a little bit, because the gravity is, like, really weird here. Composition matches the composition of the ice on the outskirts of Dark Bramble. I'd posit the Adel Rock was hit with a piece of the planet that used to be where Dark Bramble now lies. Yeah, we have that question too, right? Like, what was that planet like, and how did Dark Bramble... I guess Dark Bramble could have just been a thing that grew on that planet. I don't know, I feel like we did not... Dark Bramble is super weird, and we did not get enough information about why it is so weird. I felt like we were going to find out more. But maybe that feeling is not based on anything. Just weird space feelings, you know? I get those sometimes. Try to descend to the surface of the planet carefully. Or the moon, rather. I do not want to... kill myself on impact. Okay, no, we totally saw this, right? Yeah, the little celestial locator. Yeah, we were down here. I remember this now. Man, the music in this game is so good. It's giving me all kinds of emotions. Every musical cue has wormed its way into my heart, except for the Wrap It Up music, which weirdly does not make me feel anything at all. Hey, where's Brittle Hollow? Oh, it turns out it's right there. Right on the other side of that planet. And where's the Eye of the Universe? And this is when it just, like, spins and spins forever, right? Turns out, difficult to find through normal means. Where's our ship? I'm going to assume that there will be nothing... Or rather, I am currently assuming that there will be nothing on the ship's computer for us to look at, but let's just go and verify that that is true. It might just be the case that we've been everywhere and done everything. And that was the only new thing to draw. I met a living Nomai, sort of, kind of, maybe. Hard to say. Oh, so that's not what I wanted. I wanted to just zoom out. So yeah. We might be done. I might, I'm not going to make you guys watch, but I might screw around with the Quantum Grove a little bit. But it may well be the case that we've seen all there is to see here. I can't remember if there was anything else we wanted to do, but the fact that we no longer have any question marks or asterisks anywhere makes me think that we might just be done. I can't think of another significant mystery, and everything that we've looked at, the game is telling us we've found everything that there is to know about it. I guess the mask must be how they're sending back the probe command. Was there... Am I remembering, was there a statue in the probe cannon? in one of the modules? Maybe. Yeah, I think we might just be done. Well, that's disappointing in a couple of different ways. One last thing I want to do. Okay, that's Whitehall Station, looking relatively massive because we're kind of late in the cycle, so a bunch of stuff has fallen through already. Let's go visit Gabbro one last time. Just kind of curious. I guess in the plot here of our character's lifetime, we don't remember the trip to the Eye, or the Eye did not happen, right? Because it isn't necessarily the case that on the day when you go to the Eye, you unplug the Ash Twin project, so there's no way back. There would not be any way to wake up at the launch site on Timberhearth, even if Timberhearth still existed, which it doesn't. So probably there's nothing. Yeah, I guess there's not going to be anything for us to say to him, but I feel like, as the only other person who has any idea what we're going through, we should commiserate with our buddy one last time. I do kind of feel like there's some stuff happening on Giant Deep that I feel like we didn't really ring out, but clearly the game disagrees, because... Oh, that's a bad moment for that to happen. Alright, well, I'll just hang out here. Hold on. I'm remembering that we got beamed by an island pretty badly earlier, so we're going to hang out a little further back. Okay, there it is. Wait, that's not the same island. Well, they really travel when they get picked up. Yeah, we still almost got hit. Okay, that's not exactly how I meant to land. I have broken the landing gear, apparently. Also the headlights. I landed real hard on the headlights. I think that tornado is gonna just miss the island. Maybe. It's really, like, right here. We are right on the edge of it. There's actually some interesting fluid simulation going. Like, it kicked up the surf all the way up to the ship. Alright, hey Gabbro, I have a weird story to tell you. You might not believe it. Also, I don't believe it. Because it literally didn't happen. Then again, after what we've seen, who is to say what happened? It's giving me tutorials. I guess there's no way for it to know, right? Like we talked about, it's saving almost no information about the state of where you've been and stuff. It probably really simplifies the game from a technical standpoint. They can just save the log entries and then, like, whether or not you are on the first loop. We don't know if Gabbro has different dialogue at different points in the story. Like, I bet his dialogue is different on the first loop than it is on subsequent loops, but it might just be those two versions, right? Am I even on the right island? No. I was just remembering this as, like, the significant one. But this is totally not even where I'm supposed to be. Help. It's actually going to be faster, I think, for us to move around in the water. Ordinarily, I would be extremely uncomfortable doing this, but I feel like we have a pretty good sense of the fact that there's not a lot of dangerous fauna in the water here. Still actually a little creepy. Hey Gabbro, I've come to sit through the end of the universe with you, man. I bet he's, like, really chill about it. Honestly, he might have been really chill about it the first time it happened. He seems like a very relaxed dude. Gabbro Island is all the way on the other side of the planet. There we are, this one. Okay, looks like we got a storm coming in pretty quickly, so... Oh, jeez. Speaking of quickly. I guess I'll have no idea when we're close to the end of the loop here. Well, we'll get the music. Hey, Gabbro, buddy. Nice weather we're having, huh? Wait, have I used that one before? Yeah, probably. I found something. I found so many somethings. I found the source of the time loop. Wait, whoa, really? The Nomai carved out the Ash Twin and built a time loop device inside? That is wild. Now we know what's causing the loop, then. And if it's caused by a device, that must mean it had to be switched on, right? Huh. Hey, what do you think would happen if you turned off the time loop? Like, there's a part of me who thinks maybe you shouldn't, what with the sun blowing up and all. Then again, who wants to spend eternity being blown up by the sun? Hey, he makes a good point, actually. Well, I'm no time loop expert. I'm just gonna sit here and ponder the intricacies of time and space. Maybe take a nap, too, if I feel like it. I suppose there is that. We could go around to everybody and do all of the, hey, I found something dialogues. I don't know that they would necessarily be super meaningful, but I think his is probably interesting. I found the Nomai masks inside the Ash Twin project. I actually got in there. You're saying the statues were made so memories could be sent back in time? I guess that makes sense, considering we both have our memories of every loop we've gone through. Wait, then it's just our memories being sent back in time to us, right? Then, are we really experiencing multiple time loops or not? Man, that's not a question you want to get caught up in pondering, I don't think. That's pretty deep. Like, maybe our consciousnesses have been through all these loops, but maybe our bodies haven't, because technically the loops never happened. Meaning we're receiving memories of things that will never happen to us. Cool, huh? I guess? I mean, I do think that that's correct. The Nomai, the Ash Twin project is able to send information back in time, but we have no reason to think that it's sending, like, the matter of our bodies back in time. The sea level seems to be rising a little bit. Are you... I was about to ask him if he was worried. What a stupid question. Hey, I found other stuff. I found out what happened to the orbital probe cannon. Oh no, wait, we said this to him already, didn't we? Yeah. Over-enthusiasm. Alright, well... I guess we're good here. Do we... Right, that's not very useful. What is on the other side of this? Why is there ghost matter here? From a game design standpoint, why is there ghost matter here? Doesn't this just come out over here? Yeah, it sure does. I don't know. There doesn't actually seem to be anything, like, come on the roof? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of this ghost matter is. In a lot of other places, the ghost matter has, like, actually kept us away from things that we cared about. There goes the iceberg. But the ghost matter here doesn't seem to be doing anything at all. That's actually pretty strange. Like, as a game designer, why put that there? Just have a little look around the island and see if we can't suss out some meaning here. And I mean, we must have done this, but I don't remember what's up here. Probably the smart way to do this would have been to go back to the ship. Huh. Did we come up here? It's a weird sort of thing. I mean, I guess there's no way really to know in the sense that, like, it doesn't matter. Alright, when that picks us up, I'm going to try to make for the ship real quickly. I want to let the gravity go down a little bit before I go for this. And I guess we'll just have our final ending here. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed by some things not being explained. And like I said, yeah, it's okay if some things aren't explained. And I do believe that. I think that it's even good for things to not be fully explained sometimes. But man, I really wanted some of the things that were not explained were things that I really, really wanted explained. Okay, well, let's enjoy our final supernova here, out in space. I guess that's pretty much the end. I have to say, thank you very much to everybody who has taken this journey with me. I'm really glad that I was told about this game, because I've had a tremendous, tremendous time with this. This won't actually be the last video in the series. I will do one more, probably not tomorrow, but probably sometime in the next week or so, once I've had time to really collect my thoughts and think things out. Just a little something to wrap things up properly. But this was a hell of an experience. I really, really enjoyed Outer Wilds. And I hope that all of you did too. I also hope that some of you saw part of the first episode and stopped watching and went and bought it and played it through yourself and are now listening to this after having had the experience your own way, because I think there's got to be a better way to experience it for certain types of people, myself included, than just watching it. Alright, Supernova, we're coming into your extremely hot, loving embrace one final time. It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be, like, extremely hot. The good news is, it's a kind of hot that you, I am almost certain you would never actually experience, because the instant where you began to experience it, it would just unmake you. Hey, wait a second. The supernova didn't even actually catch me. I was so far out that I died before... Oh, you know what? I guess when the supernova breaches the Ash Twin Project chamber, it sends you back right then, right? You don't necessarily have to die. It's as soon as the Ash Twin Project would be destroyed, it triggers. Huh. I don't know that we've ever seen that before. I think every time in the past we've actually gotten killed by it. I had flown us pretty far back to get a good view. Okay, well, that is going to be it for us for today. And for the gameplay part of the series, like I said, thank you all so much for watching. I'll go back and read people's comments, and hopefully have something interesting for you in a couple of days. So come back for that, and we'll see you then.